Okay, I'm here at the Prop Store of London booth with the guys from the Prop Store of London, and I was going to have Steven kind of introduce everyone and tell us a little bit about who his employees are and what they do for the company.
Sure. Hey Jason. Saturday, Comic-Con, we're all a little bit worn out, but we're having a great time. So we've got Tim over from the UK, Tim's the General Manager of the London office, and we've got Brandon, who runs the facility in Los Angeles, and Dan, who heads up a lot of the logistics in LA for us as well. Yeah, we've been having a great show, but definitely feeling it now.
Okay, and this is your second year as an exhibitor at Comic-Con.
Yeah. And
it seems like you guys have really done an excellent job this year, and you've got a much better space compared to last year.
Yeah.
So how much of a learning curve was it to sort of get acclimated to the show here and the craziness that goes on?
Yeah, I think the thing is that it's reasonably tough to actually get space here, and so on that basis we couldn't really pick what we had for the first year, and we had no idea what to expect. You know, just the management of getting everything together, getting everything into the hall. It's pretty chaotic here during the build period, and yeah, as you say, just a massive learning curve. And we realised, I think I said to you last year, that we expected people to understand what we were doing when we got here, just on the basis of having small prop displays. But we quickly realised that actually it was very, very important for us to try and showcase some of the aspirational pieces within our hobby. So people would quickly understand that these were really the real deal. That they're not the sort of sideshow replicas, which are great and they look fantastic. And obviously the issue is people understanding the difference between the two. And so we sort of really brought out a number of pieces this year that we thought, yeah, okay, people would be drawn in, have a look, and then sort of question whether it was the real deal. And then we could start talking about the hobby and really just sort of explain what it is that we do and what we do.
Right, yeah, and this year it seems like almost a little mini museum of some really incredible pieces. I know, just having spent some time here yesterday, you've gotten a lot of really good feedback from people who walk by, because you can't really walk by and miss some of these great pieces. Do you want to maybe walk me through here, and you guys can tell me a little bit about some of the pieces you brought along?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So we brought with us a mix of a small amount of pieces that we're offering for sale, some of which have been seen on our website already, others which haven't yet been released onto the website. We have the V for Vendetta, one of the background character masks from V for Vendetta, which came to us through from Warner Brothers. We've had a lot of wows and astonishment at some of the Gremlins pieces. The Gremlins puppet especially there has drawn a lot of interest. The interchangeable faces that we have for some of the puppets as well, which is of course Rick Baker's work, which is great stuff. One of the Nasty Demon helmets from American Werewolf in London as well. Maximilian maquette, which is from the Black Hole, and that's really surprised us actually how many people remember and recognise that piece and are actually drawn to the stand with Maximilian on there, and really want to come over. And yesterday we had one of the guys who's one of the Sentry robots in the film. He was like, "Oh yeah, I was in that film. I was one of the droids." It's like, okay, that's cool. We were having a good chat about it, so that was really interesting.
Yeah.
We also have one of the creatures from Men in Black there. One of the locker room aliens, and a Spartan helmet from the 300. Moving on, we have Ujo from The Last Samurai. We've had some great visitors to the stand actually, and one of them yesterday was Richard Taylor from Weta, and so we had a long chat with him about some of the manufacturing processes that were involved. Predominantly with the weaponry on that, more so than the costuming, because a lot of the costuming was outsourced for that particular film by Weta. But he talked us through some of the processes with the materials that they use for making the swords, manufacturing the swords, which was a very specific run for that film, some technology that they came up with. Then we have one of the staffs from Stargate, which is again a lot of interest in the Stargate franchise here. The SG-1, the Stargate team are here as well. We're one of the portals here, so we get a lot of people coming over and having a look at that. A couple of the Death Star pieces that we have on the stand here. I don't know whether maybe Brandon, do you want to take over from here and just sort of talk through some of the other pieces on the stand?
I can do that, yeah, sure. So this is a top that was made for Margot Kidder as Lois Lane for Superman 2, which only appeared in the Richard Donner cut, which was just released a few years ago. So there's a sequence where she spends the night in the Fortress of Solitude, and then the next day she's wearing what is supposed to be Superman's top. But it's different from the shirts that were made for Chris Reeve in the fact that his had the briefs built in, but in this case they wanted to look more like just a regular shirt, so they made it just with the traditional open bottom there. Down here we have a stunt Zat gun from Stargate, SG-1, also probably used in the Atlantis series. That's a custom display that we've done for it there. And then down in this case, this is predominantly pieces from the prop store collection that we brought out just for people to get to see. And we've had a really good response to that. You know, a lot of people have never seen material like this up close and personal, so it's been fun. If we start here, this is the cockpit for the Nostromo. We've got a video running over there also on the restoration of the Nostromo, which has been a big project for us over the past few months, or since we acquired it really a few years ago. And it's currently being completely restored by a professional model shop, Grant McCune Design, in Los Angeles. And once it's done, that will be one of the centerpieces of the collection in Los Angeles, and people will be able to come in and see it again up close and personal. Right here we have the Nazi Demon Mask, or an American Werewolf in London. That's another Rick Baker piece, which has been very popular with the horror crowd. Down there, an original Colonial Marines helmet from Aliens. That one actually is for sale. That's of course made by Terry English, the Master Armor from England, who did all the work for Aliens. Over here, we have an original Stormtrooper helmet from Return of the Jedi. That was not actually part of the prop store collection, it's just on loan for a friend of ours who thought that people might enjoy getting the chance to see a real one. And the Ewok mask as well is just on loan to us. And that is an original Stuart Freeborn Ewok mask that was used in the film. It has an actor's name written inside of it and everything. Right here, this is a stunt blaster used by either Mark Hamill or Harrison Ford in The Empire Strikes Back, and possibly by Harrison Ford in Return of the Jedi as well. They both carry the same gun. And up here we have a pulse rifle, which is made up largely of components from Aliens, except for the plastic shroud there, which was put on it for Alien 3. So it was one that was rebuilt for Alien 3, but it is an original hero, which has drawn a lot of attention as well, not surprisingly. And then finally, kind of winding up front in the corner here, we have an Imperial TIE pilot helmet, which has been extremely popular. And above it, the Golden Idol from Raiders of the Lost Ark, which has also been popular. And it's good because the idol is in the condition it's in. It looks more like an artifact, and it being right up front here at an eye level, it's been really good for drawing people in. And they notice that there's something different about it. It doesn't look like a replica that they may have seen at some of the other booths around. So it just catches people, and then they stop to read the sign, and then from there they can kind of take in the rest of our stand and get the message that these are all originals actually used in the film. And then they say, wow. We say, good.